Hello, this is Dash, grade 3, session 1, activity 6, speech reading. The unit leader is going to do most of this, but the parent volunteer is going to be at the table demonstrating to the children, making sure this is done properly. So I am going to give you an example of how this is done. Okay, the purpose of the speech reading is to show children that many of the sounds that we make do not show up on our lips, to make children more sensitive to those who rely on speech reading to augment their oral communication understanding. Okay, the speech reading has these sentence card strips. Okay, and we're going to take turns. Each student are going to pair up in groups and go back and forth. Okay, so you may ask, what is speech reading? It's an understanding of what a person is saying by watching his or her lips while he or she is talking, as well as watching their facial expression. Do you think speech reading is difficult? Why? It's because many sounds look the same on lips. Okay, so remember while doing the speech reading, we don't have to yell. They're not deaf. Okay, they're reading the lips. Okay, so yelling isn't going to help. If you are deaf, yelling's not going to help. Okay, so for example, what am I saying now? Very difficult to see what I'm saying then because it was mop, but B, P, and M all look the same on my lips. So I could have been saying mom, bop, mop, mob. They all look the same on our lips. Okay, so 2/3 of the sound we make in speech don't show up on our lips. Only by listening and watching can people successfully differentiate words that look similar. A person who's hearing impaired may not hear the sounds exactly like we do. The sounds may be distorted, but he can hear enough to recognize what he sees and hears are different sounds. In addition, a word like mop that is visually confusing to speech read is less confusing to understand when there are clues to the meaning. So speech reading is a valuable tool, but one that is very difficult to acquire. How can you make yourself easier to understand when someone is reading your lips? Here's ways that I want to make sure the students do when they're doing this together, is keep their face visible, well lit, standing directly in front of the person. Do not chew, do not cover your mouth, do with your hands while you talk, speech naturally. Don't exaggerate. That'll make it very hard for the person to read. Okay, talk slowly, don't shout, and use gestures and facial expressions. So we're going to try a couple sentences to show you how it's done. I think she said, what is your name? She did, yes. Yay! But there was no sound, okay?
I think she said something about a book.
This book is mine. Okay, so they're going to take turns with the different sentences, and at the end, the unit leader is going to have a discussion about it. That's the end of that one.